Hi, I'm Amy. Here we are. You're going to get to do your first class with me. So I call it a class, but really we're just going to have some fun and we're going to do some games. And this is kids yoga and movement. Um, if you have never done this before, then you're going to have a great time. And I want you to know that it's not about how good you do something or about if you did it right or anything like that. It's just going to be about moving and kind of getting to know your body a little bit and getting to do motions in your body that feel good. And we're going to do some things with learning how to even calm down a little bit, like if we're nervous about something or worried about something. But it's going to be a good time, I hope. The cool thing about this is if it's something that's a little bit too hard, you can always stop and take a break. Or if you get a little bit bored and it's just not very much fun, then you can always try another time. But we're going to learn some things and we're going to maybe get a little bit sweaty. And we're going to also just do a lot of moving. Okay. So again, this is yoga. But the cool thing about yoga is it's not just about making your body get bent into like all kinds of crazy shapes and such. It's really about, like I said, kind of learning a little bit about yourself, about the fact that your mind, the things that you think, are connected into your body. Our breath is a part of our movement, and we're going to kind of learn about putting all of these things together, okay? So this little class or session will be about 45 minutes long, and we're gonna just really learn and play, and we're gonna be a little bit silly. And each week that or each time, you might do these more than once a week, but each time that you get out and get moving, it's going to be a little bit different. So I have a towel back here on the grass behind me, and you can have a towel, you can have a little mat if you have it, you can just have space on your rug if it's not too hot and you have a shady spot and you can go outside. But I want you to make sure that you've got a lot of space, okay? So we're going to start with standing up. So I want you to go to your little section that you've kind of decided that's going to be your spot. And we're going to get to a little marching in place, okay? So you can turn some music on if you want to in the background, or you can just kind of listen to me and we can kind of hang out a little bit and have a good time. And then if this marching is kind of fun and not too hard for you and you want to maybe pick it up into a little jog, you can even jog. I'm going to stay marching just so that I've got a little microphone around my neck, and if I jog, the microphone's going to bop up and down. But if you want to jog, you can jog, or you can just march. So as I mentioned, we're going to learn about our breath a little bit. So when we start to move quickly, we can sometimes feel that it starts to get a little hard to breathe. Well, what's happening is your heart and your lungs are working to get stronger. And the stronger that your heart and lungs get, the easier that will be to breathe when you start to do these things that make your heart and lungs stronger, okay? So we're gonna slow down. So if you were jogging, we're gonna come to a march. If you were marching fast, we're gonna come to a slow march. Okay, and then we're gonna I do this in my grown-up classes too. We're gonna step wide. I call this the kindergarten twirl. I don't know why I call it that. Maybe when I was in kindergarten a long time ago, I liked to twirl my arms around or something. I'm not really quite sure. But it just feels kind of good, right? And then we're going to play a little game with this. You know when a helicopter starts off, it kind of has to start its propellers slow, and then it starts to speed up before it takes off into the sky. I want you to start taking this as fast as you can. And look at my arms, they're flapping around. So my arms are loose. My back arm comes almost all the way around to the top. And I want you to go as fast as you can. Maybe it's as fast as I am, maybe it's faster, but remember, it doesn't matter. It's not like we're having a competition. It's just kind of like a fun game. And then we're going to slow down the helicopter propellers because the helicopter needs to land. We're going to slow it down. And then the helicopter stops. Okay. We're going to close our eyes and we're going to take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Now we're going to start the helicopter back up again. So open your eyes and start the helicopter slow. And then it starts to speed up. And then it maybe starts to go real super fast. I can't go much faster, but maybe your helicopter goes faster. And then it starts to slow down again. Not too slow, because we don't want it to crash, right? And then eventually the helicopter slows all the way down. And I'd love for you to close your eyes. And again, just take in a couple deep breaths. Can you breathe through your nose? And breathe out. Good. Now we're going to get into our hips a little bit. Okay, so the hips, we're going to stay with our wide feet and we're going to make great big circles. You can make sound effects if you want. And we're going to go both directions with our circles. If you've got grown-ups at home, you should have them join you, right? Everybody can do it. Anybody can do yoga, which is what's cool. And then now I'm going to make all kinds of shapes. I might go side to side. I might pretend like I'm doing a hula hoop. Maybe I'll go in one direction and then back. Maybe I'll do beat bop, okay? And then I'm going to shake, shake, shake. Shake, 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 shake. And stop. And again, I'm going to close my eyes and just take a deep breath. Okay, now I'm going to go back to my marching or my jogging. You get to pick. Again, I'm going to march just because it's going to feel better for you to maybe hear me. Plus, I'm kind of old, so I don't want to do too much jogging. I don't want to run out of energy. And you want to pump your arms. So our heart is this muscle that pumps, right? And do you know when it pumps what it's doing? It's helping to pump blood all through your body. And so when we make sure our heart stays strong so it can do its job to help push and pump that blood, then that's really good for our whole body. And your heart starts to beat fast when you do exercise and when you do hard work. And so that's okay. That's getting it stronger. Okay, we're going to slow down either your marching or your jogging until we finally get our feet till they stop. Now we're going to bring our arms out like a big giant letter T. See how I look like a letter T? And then I'm going to make circles, big circles. Again, you can do sound effects. And I'm going to do my circles the other way. I don't know why I'm making that sound, but maybe you're making a sound too, or maybe you're making a different sound. And then I'm going to flap my arms like I'm going to try to fly like a bird. And then I'm going to shake out my arms. And then I'm going to bring them back out. And then I'm going to tap my head and open my arms. Tap my head, open my arms. Head, open, head, open, head, open. And now I'm going to do it about 10 more times. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, are your arms getting tired? Mine are, but we got to do our shoulders. Where are your shoulders? They're right Here, we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, my arms are tired. Are your arms tired? Oh, so stand with your feet. I'm going to turn sideways, but you can just stay watching me. And we're going to, you know how a monkey kind of slouches? I want you to be like a monkey and just come down and slouch and drag your arms. You can make a monkey sound if you want. Remember, we're going to have some fun. If you're being a monkey, let your arms just kind of drape and bob and down, and then you're going to hold. The monkey's going to get real still, like she sees something. And then we're going to come all the way down to our hands and to our knees. The cool thing about yoga is there's a lot of yoga poses or shapes that are named after animals. So we're going to be kind of learning some of those shapes and some of those names after animals. And so the first one that we're going to learn today is cat pose. So you know when you see a kitty cat and they get up and they stretch and they round their back like this? At Halloween you might see one and its tail sticks straight up. Can you do that? Can you make a cat shape? And then just relax. And then again, make a cat shape. You can make a cat sound, meow, if you want to. And then relax. And then again, really make a shape like the cat is stretching, stretching, stretching after his nap. And then relax. Good. Okay. So now we're going to make, if you've ever seen a cow, I'm sure you've seen a cow. But when you've seen a cow, do you know how they kind of have a big belly? And so if they're standing up, their belly's hanging a little bit down. Well, we're going to pretend like we're a cow. So we're going to let our belly drop down like a cow does when she stands there. So her belly drops down. And then we relax. You can make a cow sound if you want to, and then relax. And then again, drop your belly. And then relax. And then one more time, drop your belly. That cow's belly's just relaxing. And then come back. Okay, so now we're gonna put the two together. We're going to round our backs like a cat, and then we're going to drop our belly like a cow. And if you want to, you can make the sound for each of the poses if you want to, okay? So here we go. We're going to round like a cat, and then drop our belly like a cow. I think I'm going to make the sound. Meow. How's my cat cow? Yours is probably better than mine. So I'm just going to do the shape cat and cow. Cat and cow. And you know what we're doing, guys? We're stretching our backs. We're building the muscles in our belly and our tummy. We're stretching our shoulders. We're getting our body nice and warm in these shapes. Good. Okay. All right. Now we're going to come into a little sit. You can sit back like I am if you want to, if this feels good, or you can just sit down on your bottom. And we're going to do something again for our hands and our arms to kind of get the blood. Remember how I said about we want the blood to kind of flow to all the extremities in our body. So we're going to do this again, and you can sit any way that you like. but we're going to bring our arms like a cactus, or if anybody plays football or they watch the Chiefs, you see at the end of the field the goalpost, and this is the shape of the goalpost. But some people also see a cactus in the desert, and it has almost like it has arms like this. So I want you to bring your arms like this, okay? And then I want you to squeeze and make a fist. I want you to think about something that kind of makes you angry. And you know what makes me angry? What makes me angry is bullies. I don't like bullies. So I'm going to be angry at that bully for just a minute. And then I'm going to relax my hands open and let my arms drop. And I'm going to say to the bully, I'm sorry that you're hurting. Because sometimes bullies, the reason that they're mean to people is because maybe they've been hurt. So I'm going to do that again. I'm going to make my fist. And again, I'm going to choose to be mad at a bully. I don't like what you said to me. I don't like how you were mean to that person because they looked different. I don't like how you acted. And then I'm going to let it go. And I'm going to say now to the bully, but I'm sorry that you're hurt. You must be very sad. I hope that you can feel better too. And I'm going to do it one more time. I squeeze my fists really hard. And I'm so mad. It makes me so angry that that bully was mean to my friend. Or I saw what that bully did to that man on TV, or my mom told me about it. It makes me so mad at him. And then I'm going to relax. And I'm going to drop my arms and I'm going to say to that bully, I'm sorry that you're hurting. I hope someone loves you. Sometimes, guys, people do things that we don't like, or that we don't appreciate, or that we don't understand, maybe to us or to someone else. And that's not okay. But most of the time, those people are sad on the inside, and that's why they act that way. So all we can do is hope that those people can become less sad, so that they can be a little nicer. Yeah, we can use our body to help kind of get those feelings out of us. So if you get mad about something, maybe with your friends or with your parents, or if you're going to school, maybe you're doing homeschool now, or maybe you're doing both, some at school, some at home, and somebody makes you mad, you might not be able to make the cactus football shape, but you might be able to just squeeze your fists and be mad about it. It's okay to be mad. But then can you just release that madness or that anger and try to let it go? Because it doesn't feel good to be mad, right? This is hard. Let's do it one more time. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. That's hard. That takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of work to be mad. But when we relax and we let go, it doesn't mean we have to be okay with something maybe that happened. But when we hold on to anger, that doesn't feel as good. All right, you ready to get back to a little bit of moving? I am. Okay, so we're going to come back to standing, okay? So you can hop up or jump up or just come back up to standing. Now, if you were sitting there, our legs might need a little shake again, right? So they might need to kind of wiggle or shake out, or maybe we need to march again. Let's do that. Let's march again, or jog. March or jog. March, 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 jog, jog, jog. I'm going to march a little faster. I don't want to get too bouncy because I want you to make sure you can hear me. Maybe you're jogging around your living room. Maybe you went off your spot for a little bit. That's okay. Hopefully you can still hear my voice. Or maybe you're outside and you decided to jog up and down the yard. And then I want you to come back if you've gone away. Come back so you can see, and then slow down your jogging or your marching. Okay. And then now we're going to bring our body into a shape that's not an animal, but it's something that everybody knows. It's called chair pose. So we've all seen chairs, right? Well, we're going to pretend, and again, I'm going to turn sideways so that you can see me. We're going to pretend like there's an imaginary chair behind you. Now, I don't want you to look back at the chair. I want you to trust that it's there. And I want you to just bring your hands and put them at your chest or right at your heart like this. That's to kind of relax our upper body. And then I want you to sit like you're coming into that chair. And my chair is kind of low because I'm sitting in a small chair. Ooh, I can feel my legs really feeling strong. And then now I'm going to drop my arms by my sides and then stand back up out of the chair and reach my arms up. And then I'm going to bring them back down and sit back into my imaginary chair. Now we're going to try something with our breath, okay? So we're going to drop our arms. Can you breathe in? Breathe in. Bring your hands together and then sit down in your chair and breathe out. Breathe in, stand up. Breathe out and sit. Breathe in, stand up. Breathe out and sit. Let's do it 5 more times. Breathe in, reach up. Breathe out and sit. That's 1. Breathe in, stand up. Breathe out and sit. How many is that? 2. Breathe in, stand up. Breathe out and sit. That's 3. Breathe in, stand up. Breathe out and sit. And then our last one, guys, breathe in, stand up. Breathe out and sit. We're going to sit in this chair just for a second. Make sure you still breathe in and out, but just sit, sit, sit. Ooh, I'm going to sit a little more. Get strong in your body. And then I'm going to do that monkey. Okay, here comes monkey again. I'm just going to kind of drag along. You can make a monkey sound if you want to, but those chairs kind of made me tired. So the monkey sound for me is going to take a little bit too much energy. So I'm just going to be the shape of a monkey. This is called forward fold or forward bend. And then I'm going to bring my hands back down and I'm going to come back down to my hands and knees. Okay, so let's do cat-cow again, all right? So round like a cat and drop your belly like a cow. Let's do it 2 more times. Round like a cat and drop your belly like a cow. And then again, round like a cat. Drop your belly like a cow. All right. And then everybody, we're going to stand back up again. So you can hop, you can jump, you can just crawl up to standing. And up you go. All right. This time we're going to get fancy. We're going to do jumps. Oh, and if you can turn them into jumping jacks. So if you know how to do a jumping jack, you're just going to go ahead and start. Oop. If the jumping jack is a little bit too much for you, you can just jump your legs. Or if you want to go back to jogging or marching, you can do that too. You get to pick. Hey, I'll do some jumping jacks with you. And again, I'm thinking about getting my heart nice and strong today. Oh, you know what I forgot to mention before we started? I want to make sure, well, I'll tell you when we're done with the jumping jacks, okay? So I'm going to come back to marching. You can stay in the jumping jacks if you want. If you're running around or jumping jacking around or marching around, let's start to come back and slow down your marching. If you're doing jumping jacks, go ahead and start marching. And the most important thing that I forgot to mention, and I meant to tell you guys, was to make sure that you've got some water. So if you want to pause the video, you can, or I'm going to take a drink of water so you can take a drink with me. Did you know that your body is made up of almost 90% water? Water, our body. So do you think our body needs a lot of water? It absolutely does. So when you think, oh, I really want juice, or I really want pop or soda, or I really want Gatorade, it's okay to have those things every once in a while, but good old water is what your body needs the most. So drink up, okay? It's kind of fun to have your own special water bottle. So if you don't have one or you're not able to have one, that's okay. Maybe you could save a plastic water bottle the next time that you get one from the store or maybe from a lunch, and you could write your name on it or you could decorate it. But try to use the same one that's your very special one and take it with you. Take it with you in the car. Take it with you up to your room if your mom lets you, or if your dad lets you, or your grandma. Take it with you if you're able to take one to school and drink that water. It's really good for you, okay? Especially when you're doing exercises. When you're doing exercising, you want to make sure you don't drink too much water, but you want to make sure that you get a good amount of water. All right, so we're going to do now a pose that is not named after an animal, but it's named after something that everybody knows, and that is tree pose. Okay, now tree pose is a balance pose. I'm outside and I've got a lot of trees around me, so it's easy for me to picture a tree. But I want you to picture a tree, and I want you to think first about the leaves of the tree. So we're going to let our fingers be the leaves. Now, right now, where I'm at my house today, it's not very windy, so you can see there's not any leaves moving, but the leaves do blow right on the tree. And even the branches, we're going to pretend like our arms are the branches. Even on a real windy day, the branches blow. And sometimes on a real windy day, or especially on a stormy day, a tree might get knocked over. But even when a tree gets knocked over, you know what usually doesn't get knocked over? The trunk. Our legs are going to be the trunk of the tree. Now, we still might fall a little bit because we're just practicing, and it's okay if we fall and stumble, because remember I said these are like games we're playing. And so, but I want you to think about a tree, how it moves a little bit, but its trunk stays solid. So we're going to do tree first with our both feet in the ground, okay? And we're going to bring our branches out, and we're going to just let that wind blow on us. Oh, it's actually getting windy at my house. And we're going to maybe blow in the breeze, maybe just our leaves blow, maybe our trunk actually gets blown because it's a windy, stormy day, or maybe just the branches blow. Okay, so when we have a really big tree trunk, it's pretty easy to stand. Now, we're going to turn this into a little bit more of a balancing tree pose. I want you to stand on one foot, and then I want you to bring your other foot to touch the inside of the bottom part of your leg. And then we're going to bring our branches up, and maybe the wind is blowing our branches a little, or maybe the wind isn't so hard today. Now, we're going to get tricky. We're going to drop our arms. We're going to see if maybe we can bring our foot up a little higher. Now, we either want to put our foot below our knee, or maybe use our hand and put it above our knee. But when we bring our branches back out, that wind might be a little stronger, but we want to try to stay calm in the wind. We want to make sure we're not holding our breath. We might stumble all the way to the ground, but since we're just pretend trees, we can plant ourselves again and get back up and try again. Tree pose. Good. Now we're going to rest. Now our leg might got a little cramped up or sticky, so we're gonna kind of shake out our legs again. Okay, and then we're gonna go to, again, both feet down in our tree. Gonna bring our branches up. My branches this time are gonna reach a little bit higher. I don't think you can see my fingers, but the branches are gonna reach to the sun because they need some sun. And then I'm gonna switch feet. So I'm gonna stand on my other foot. I'm gonna bring the opposite foot into the inside of my bottom part of my leg, my shin or my calf. This is a little trickier, so the wind is picking up a bit. And then my arms are getting just a little tired. Maybe yours are too. You can rest them for just a second or you can leave them up. But then I'm gonna make my tree grow even a little taller. And I'm gonna maybe bring my foot above my knee or below it. And then as I bring my arms back to the sun, it's getting kind of windy, but that's okay. If I stumble, I'm just a pretend tree. I'm gonna stand back up. I'm gonna make sure I'm not holding my breath. And then I'm gonna relax down and I might have to kind of wiggle things out again a little bit. Yeah, good job everybody. Okay, shake, shake, shake. All right, so we're gonna come now into our hands and knees again, okay? So come back down to your hands and knees. We're going to do cat, cow again. So make your body like a cat. And then drop your belly like a cow. And then again like a cat, meow. And a cow. And a cat. And a cow. Good. And then we're going to go into a pose that's called downward facing dog. Now, sometimes my dog will be with me, but she's resting inside right now. She already went to a yoga class this morning, but I'll let her demonstrate sometimes. She's a pretty good yoga dog. If you ever have a dog and you see the dog stretch, 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 it kind of looks like this shape, right? They stretch and stretch. Well, we're going to do that shape, except for we're going to have our knees off the ground and we're going to lift up and back and we're going to stretch, 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 stretch. Now, if this is hard for you, maybe to find balance, or maybe it doesn't feel right in your body or it hurts your shoulders, then you can come back down and still stretch, 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 stretch. Okay, so we're gonna all come back down to our knees and we're gonna put these things together. We're gonna do cat pose, cow pose, and then we're gonna go downward dog pose. Remember, you don't have to come all the way up on your toes. You can do downward dog like this. Okay, then our downward dog, we'll come back down to our knees. We're gonna do cat pose, cow pose, and downward dog pose. Good, and then again, cat pose, cow pose, downward dog pose. One more time, guys. Cat pose, cow pose, downward dog pose. Whew. And then we're gonna come all the way back down and sit down. Ugh, I'm getting tired. Feels kind of good just to sit. All right, so this pose that I'm sitting in, sometimes maybe at preschool they might have called it crisscross applesauce, or in elementary school they might have called it um, cross-legged sit. You know, there's lots of different things. In yoga, we call it easy pose because we want to just sit and it needs to feel easy, right? Like there's a lot of things in our life that are hard. And so when we can just sit, it feels easy. So when we're sitting in easy pose, we're going to do another thing with our hands, okay? So this time we're going to make our hands come like we're holding them facing up with our elbows bent. And I want us to think back to that bully, okay? And if it's too hard to think about a bully, maybe you've been bullied and so it makes you feel too sad, then I want you to think about somebody that you know that maybe is also sad. So it doesn't have to be a bully. Maybe your friend got his feelings hurt, or maybe your sister isn't doing her best today, or maybe there's so many things. You know, we know lots of people that are kind of hurting right now. Well, I want you to pretend like you're holding in your hands a good wish. Maybe it's a little wish for happiness. Maybe it's a little wish to feel better. Maybe it's a little wish for love. Now, if you can think of that bully, I want you to try, but if that's too hard, again, you don't have to. I know I've got a bully in my head that I'm thinking of, and I know that that bully was mean because he's hurting. It doesn't make it okay for what he did, but I'm going to try to give that bully some love. So I'm going to close my eyes, and I'm either going to think of that bully, or I'm going to think of my friend or my cousin or my sister or somebody that I know that is sad today or hurting. And I'm going to reach my arms out to them and I'm going to give them love. I'm going to bring my arms back. I'm going to put some more love in my hands, or some more kindness, or some more caring thoughts. And I'm going to reach them out and I'm going to give them away. It's kind of hard to give them to somebody, especially if you're mad at that person. And then I'm going to bring my arms back and I'm going to fill my hands up one more time with just some more love and some more nice thoughts. And I'm going to try really hard to reach my arms out and share it. And give just a little bit to that person that is hurting. And then now I'm going to bring my hands back and I'm going to put them on my own heart. Do you know where your heart is? I'm going to put one hand on my heart and maybe the other hand on top. And I'm going to give myself some of that love. If your eyes are open, that's okay. If your eyes are closed, that's okay. I have my eyes closed because it's easy for me to picture myself when my eyes are closed. And then I'm going to relax my hands. Whew. And then I'm going to lay on my back. Okay, now don't fall asleep. Well, you could fall asleep if you need to. I'm going to come on my back. And when I get on my back, I'm going to bring my knees into my chest like I'm giving myself the biggest hug I can give. And then I'm going to rock side to side, rock and roll, hug, 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 squeeze, 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 squeeze tight. And then I'm going to just bring my arms out like a letter T. Remember when we stood up and we made the letter T? But look, I'm still leaving my knees in my chest. And then I'm going to let my knees, while they're bent, drop all the way to one side of my body. And so what I'm doing is I'm making a twist. Who likes a cinnamon twist donut? Me. And you know how it twists, the shape is a twist? Well, it's kind of like when we do this twist, our spine or our backbone, it sort of twists like a spine, like a cinnamon sugar twist donut. Not exactly like that, But that's kind of what we're doing for our spine. We're putting it in a nice little twist. And then we're going to bring our knees back into the middle of our body. And then we're going to let our knees come to the other side of our body. And we're now making the twist go the other direction. Now I want a donut. But instead, I'll probably just have some water, maybe a donut later. And then I'm going to bring my knees back into center. Now, this is one of my favorite poses ever. I do this with my grown-ups too, but I bet you they don't do as good of a job as you guys. I'm going to bring my legs up to the sky or the ceiling, and I bring my arms up, and I'm going to 3, 2, 1, shake, shake, shake. I might even do that sound. Any sound I want, I'm going to shake, shake, get it all out. Shake, shake, shake. I'm probably laughing, especially if I'm doing this with my brothers or sisters or cousins or mom or dad or friend or grandma or whoever, because we look kind of silly and we feel kind of silly. And then we're going to 3, 2, 1, drop. Oh. And is your heart kind of going fast? Is your body feeling warm? Mine is. And then I'm going to try really hard to be still. I might just let my knees rest, or I might stretch my body out long. But I'm going to try my very best to see if the only thing that moves is my beating heart. I might feel my chest and my stomach, my belly lift and lower, because when I breathe, my lungs make my rib cage expand. So that part of my body might be moving. I'm going to try to keep my arms still and my legs still. And then I'm going to just rest quietly for a few moments. I'm going to be nice and still, nice and quiet. And I'm going to count to 60. And that's 1 full minute. And we're going to see if we can be still for 1 full minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 2, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. Now we're going to start to take our toes and our fingers and we're going to wiggle them. And then we're going to roll our body over to the side. And we're going to come up and we're going to sit again back in easy pose. Remember what easy pose is. We're going to cross our legs. We're going to sit tall. We're going to close our eyes again if we can, one more time. And we're just going to take in a deep breath. And then we're going to take 3 breaths together. Okay, so we're going to bring our arms out. We're going to breathe and we're going to reach our arms up. Breathe in. Then we're going to bring our arms back down. Breathe out. And then we're going to breathe in, reach up. And then we're going to breathe out. And then we're going to breathe in one more time. We're going to take our hands together and then bring them all the way down. And we finished. You did good. You did your first yoga and movement class with me, Amy. Thanks for coming, and make sure you tell your parents that you want to give it a try again the next time that you are ready to move and breathe and feel better. Have a great day, everybody. See you next time.